But first here, a woman is dead tonight after a shooting at a Tucker hotel. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Christine Spiro. DeKalb County Police are still trying to figure out why the shooting happened. Fox 5's Kim Luffler spoke to people staying at that motel, some who heard the gunshots this morning, Kim.
Yeah, that's right. And some people I spoke with were so shaken up by what happened, they left the area until police cleared the scene. Now, there still are a lot of unanswered questions at this hour, including what led up to all this and exactly who is involved.
I would never think nothing like this would ever happen out here.
DeKalb County Police got called to the Studio 6 extended stay motel around 7:45 Tuesday morning, where they found a woman with at least one gunshot wound.
When I got up this morning, I heard a couple gunshots, and it kind of scared me and had me startled.
I've been here since July, and it's usually peaceful, especially in that building.
Medics rushed the injured woman to the hospital, where she later died. Investigators remained on scene for hours Tuesday morning, collecting evidence. The incident shocked people staying at the motel. Some had to get away from the area while the investigation was underway.
Yeah, that's why I left. I got out of here before everything got situated and everything got hectic.
I left again because, no, I saw glass on the floor, crime scene tape. They weren't letting anybody in that area.
Police say the shooting happened inside of a room, but they say there's evidence shots were fired outside of the building as well. So far, the identities of the people involved haven't been released. Police also have not yet announced any arrests or suspect they're looking for. Now, if you have any information about this shooting, reach out to DeKalb County Police. You can use the Tip 411 app, or you can text DKPD to 847-411 with that tip, and you can remain anonymous. Live this afternoon in Tucker, Kim Luffler, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, well, hopefully someone comes forward. Kim, thanks so much. Fox 5's Kim Luffler spoke to the families this afternoon. Kim, one is still in the hospital. Unfortunately, the other victim did not survive.
That's right. Deputies say an employee here shot two of his co-workers before shooting another co-worker at her home. Now, one of the employees shot here didn't survive, and the other is still recovering in the hospital.
Thank God to his co-workers. They helped, they all made sure he made it to the ambulance.
Ryan Bradley is the sole survivor of Friday's deadly shooting spree that began at this Walmart in Newton County. He's still recovering in the hospital.
They pulled the tool out so he's able to talk without, hard to, breathe and talk at the same time.
The Newton County Sheriff's Office says co-worker Dwayne Uda got a handgun and shot Bradley and co-worker Khalif Barksdale. The Sheriff's Office says Uda then drove to the home of co-worker Alika Clark and shot her before fleeing to South Carolina, where he shot himself. Barksdale and Clark didn't survive. The Sheriff's Office says Uda died from his self-inflicted injuries on Sunday.
It's heartbreaking because it's scary, because this is a place where he's supposed to, at least find safety, because he's going to work every day and, he's trying to make an honest living.
Bradley's mother says he was an innocent bystander.
He was innocent. Also, Khalif was innocent because they was good friends, and he said they was just co-workers.
He's an honest person. He don't try to be in everybody's way, so just to see him be an innocent bystander caught up in somebody else's mess, that's very frustrating.
Barksdale's family says he came to the Atlanta area 3 years ago for a better life. They say they're shocked that this happened and they want answers.
He had an awesome smile. He was a great person. He was very calm, very humble. We want some justice. We want some answers. We need some answers. We have nothing. We're like clueless. We don't know what's going on, and it's just not enough for us.
Barksdale's family will have a balloon release to remember him here tomorrow on what would have been his 22nd birthday. Now, Bradley's family says they aren't sure exactly when he'll be out of the hospital. Live this evening in Newton County, Kim Luffler, Fox 5 News.
All right, Kim, thanks so much.
I was honestly in shock. My hands were shaking. Just adrenaline kicked in.
Campus shooting at Florida State in Tallahassee leaves at least 2 people dead. Neither of them were students. 6 others were shot.
And this morning, we know who the accused shooter is and how the school will pay tribute to the victims.
Plus, the status of a group of Atlanta students who were on campus when those shots rang out. Good as Alex Whitler has the latest developments.
Yeah, To both of you, the suspect who police ended up arresting and have in custody is identified as 20-year-old Phoenix Ickner. He's a student at this school, and he's a sheriff's deputy's son. Authorities say he was using his mother's retired service pistol. And that shooting happened around lunchtime yesterday. Students ran for cover, and police shot the accused shooter, then arrested him. It took officers hours to go through each building. They say it's too soon to know what the motive was.
He shot off towards us and didn't make the shot. And then he turned back into his car and grabbed a pistol. And that's when I watched him shoot the lady in front of him and realized that he was really trying to shoot people. And I started running.
You can just hear the shock and numbness in her voice. President Donald Trump has weighed in on the situation too, and the call for more gun control from critics who say more needs to be done to reduce access to firearms.
Look, I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it. And these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do.
Now, thankfully, a group of students from a charter school in East Atlanta who were at Florida State during that chaos are safe. They were there for a campus tour. Now, officials from Drew Charter School say about 45 students and 5 chaperones took shelter for about 3 hours before they were able to leave Florida State's campus. Again, this was all yesterday afternoon when that shelter in place was lifted. A statement says the school is keeping the students and the victims in their thoughts and prayers. Meanwhile, Florida State has canceled classes for the rest of the week and is providing resources for anyone impacted. So, Ron and Elise, a vigil will be held on campus today to honor the people who were affected. New this morning, a man is hurt and an Uber driver is in custody after a shooting in Midtown Atlanta.
Yeah, it happened on 18th Street inside Atlantic Station. Good Day's Brooke Zahner is live there with how all this played out. Brooke, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Not a lot of information about how all of this happened. The scene itself, as you mentioned, was on 18th Street, right near Market Street inside Atlantic Station. It has since cleared, but according to Atlanta police, this was some sort of fight that happened between an Uber driver and the passenger over a fare. We're told that the victim was taken to the hospital, said to be alert, conscious, and breathing at the time. The driver is in custody. Police have not given us details about what charges that individual could be facing, but obviously the results ended in gunfire here, and we'll keep you posted as this investigation continues to unfold. But for now, that is the latest here live in Midtown. I'm Brooke Zahner for Good Day Atlanta.
In Forest Park, a motorcycle gathering heads into gunfire, leaving 5 people shot. 2 of them are dead.
Yeah, the shooting happened yesterday afternoon at a mechanic shop in Forest Park. Good Day's Mark Tigner is live at the Forest Park Police Headquarters with more on this developing story. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, certainly a disturbing situation out there. According to police, when they showed up, it was extremely chaotic, and then they ended up finding all these folks who'd been shot.
We found several victims that had been shot.
Forest Park police called the scene chaotic. Officers responding to a shots fired call around 5 Sunday afternoon showed up to a mechanic shop on Jones Road, finding numerous motorcycles speeding away from the area. After making their way through the large crowd, officers discovered multiple shooting victims.
2 of them are deceased, and 3 are at local hospitals being treated for their injuries.
Paramedics transported one of those victims in critical condition. The other 2 were taken to the hospital in private vehicles. Their conditions aren't known.
It looks to be that it was some type of motorcycle gathering, a party.
2 women who planned to attend showed us a flyer for the event.
We believe that there had to have been some type of altercation, but we're still gathering facts and information.
This is very, very disheartening to our community.
Forest Park Council member Latrice Akins-Wells has lived in the area since she was 4 and can't remember anything this violent ever happening here.
This is heartbreaking for all of us to know that those that aren't from the community are coming in our community committing these types of crimes.
At this point, no arrests have been made. We don't have any information about possible suspect description or a motive. If we do get an update from the folks here at police headquarters, we'll bring that information to you right away. Reporting live from Forest Park, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
Okay, Mark, we appreciate it.
Investigators are still working to figure out exactly what led up to the shooting. Fox 5's Kim Luffler is live at the scene now with the latest. Kim, what are you learning?
Yeah, really tragic morning here this morning. Police got called to the Ashley Auburn Point apartment complex off of Bell Street around 10:30 this morning, where they learned a 2-year-old had been shot.
It's something no parent wants to hear. A 2-year-old dead in an accidental shooting.
That child was self-transported by parents to Hughes Spalding Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased.
Investigators say the parents and 2 siblings, ages 7 and 16, were home with the 2-year-old when the shooting happened inside of an apartment. Police say right now they're working to figure out exactly how the gun was fired.
At this time, homicide investigators are on scene and speaking with the parents to determine the circumstances surrounding it, but right now it appears accidental. Everything is under investigation, and if charges are appropriate, they'll be filed. If not, they won't.
According to the most recent data from the CDC, about half of unintentional shooting deaths with children occur in their home. The report says the firearms are often stored loaded and unlocked and taken from nightstands or sleeping areas. The report also says unintentional injuries are the top cause of death for children from 1 to 17, with firearms the most frequent cause.
If you do have a gun, just keep it locked and secured, especially if you have small children around, so we don't have tragedies like this occur.
Now, we did speak with family members off camera, and they told us this 2-year-old loves his family and his siblings, and they're just heartbroken over his loss. Live this evening in Atlanta, Kim Luffler, Fox 5 News.
Kim, thank you. Also developing at 6, the family of the teen you see here is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the person who shot and killed him. His name is Brandon Thomas. The 19-year-old was found shot to death in an abandoned apartment on Georgia Avenue on February 13th. Police hope someone out there can give them some answers, and they're willing to pay for it. If you can help, please contact Crime Stoppers.
The sheriff's office in Columbia County is left shaken after one of their deputies was killed, another hospitalized during a traffic stop that ended in gunfire. And that's where we do want to begin. Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 5 News at 6. I'm Eric Perry. It has been a tough week for law enforcement across Georgia. A second officer killed in less than 10 days and the 4th to be in the hospital by gunfire. Now, this all happened last night just after 6:30 on Interstate 20 in Augusta. That's when sheriff's deputies with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office conducted a traffic stop on a motorhome they say was driven by James Montgomery. It started out, they say, as a routine traffic stop. Investigators say those deputies informed Montgomery he had to be served with a protective order due to a domestic violence incident between he and his wife. We're told he seemed to be okay with that. The deputies turned their backs to walk back to their cruisers to get the paperwork, and that's when they say things turned deadly.
As 2 of the deputies turned to walk away from the motorhome to go back to their patrol vehicle, Mr. Montgomery produced a 9mm AR pistol that he had converted into a fully automatic weapon. And he fired on 3 deputies from the sheriff's office.
All right, Deputy Brandon Sykes was killed. A second deputy, Gavin White, was shot in the face. Thankfully, he's alive, but he is in critical condition. We're told he's in surgery on his nasal and facial cavities. They say he's able to communicate and use his movement of his hands and feet. That's the good news here. When it comes to Montgomery, he was believed to still be inside that motorhome. We're working to get more information, but we can tell you there was a pipe bomb believed to be inside of that RV or that motorhome. They're working to learn more, but they do say that suspect is dead. Of course, we'll continue to follow this. We'll have the latest when you join us tonight starting at 10. Another big story this weekend in DeKalb County after a grocery store turned into a chaotic scene, and it sent 2 innocent people to the hospital. We know that shooting, it happened at an Ingalls off Rockbridge Road yesterday morning. We followed that story all throughout the day. Our Fox 5's Judea Murray following the latest for us today.
DeKalb County Police responded to a shooting at this Ingalls on Rockbridge Road at around 11:30 Saturday morning. Investigators say 2 employees got into a fight, a third person got involved, and 2 of them started shooting, striking 2 bystanders in their 60s. Franks Bryce raced to the store to pick up his fiancée, who was working at the time.
From what I know, it was a hail of bullets basically from the assailant. Something about 6-7 shots from him, and one of the people who worked there went for his weapon and returned fire to protect. I guess he was trying to protect who was working there.
DeKalb County Police arrested 47-year-old Quincy Mitchell in connection to the shooting. He's charged with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. It's still unclear what sparked the argument that led to the gunfire.
I heard that the produce manager got hit in the chest. My fiance applied chest compression with her hoodie. The lady who worked in a deli, I heard she got shot in the hand.
Both victims were alert and breathing when they were taken to the hospital, though investigators say their injuries were serious. Bryce says while he's relieved his fiancée is okay, the shooting has left them understandably shaken.
I'm still a little nervous because when she came out, there was blood all over her white shirt and her pants. You know, these are good people, so they shouldn't have to go through this.
Now, it is still unclear if any other arrests could be coming. Police have not said whether they're searching for another suspect, but the case does remain under investigation. Judea Murray, Fox 5 News.
All right, Judea, thanks so much.
An Atlanta family is speaking publicly for the first time following the arrest of a young man who they say betrayed their trust.
Deputies have now charged the boyfriend of Janiah Grimes with the murder of the Atlanta student who went off to college in Alabama. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is live in Atlanta with the update. Kevin?
Courtney and Russ, we are live here at Antioch Baptist Church North. This is where Grimes' funeral will be held this weekend. The family is still putting the final touches on it and trying to process what happened.
She had big dreams.
Janiah Grimes' loved ones cannot believe she's gone, shot to death while away at college just over a week ago. Her boyfriend told deputies it was a suicide.
Her son's father, he was the one who said that, she'd done this to herself, and nobody believed him.
In the end, neither did investigators. Rogers B.B. McLeod, the boyfriend, is now accused of murdering the mother of his young child.
I cried because my baby, she didn't deserve that. I mean, this is somebody that she loved. When he came here, my family treated him like he was our family.
The couple met at Alabama State University and had dated for about 2 years. She was a dancer, and he, at the time, played football before leaving school before the 2024 season. Grimes says her daughter was about to break up with McLeod.
A few weeks ago, she found something in his phone, and he got mad, and he broke her iPad, he broke her phone, he tried to break her TV.
Grimes says she just picked up her grandchild, Rogers III, from the suspect's family this weekend, a child who will never see his mother again. It is with that in mind she shares this heartfelt advice.
Anytime something's going on in your relationship that's not right, share it with someone. Don't hold back.
The family has set up a GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses and raising little Rogers III. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, just so sad for her family. Kevin, thanks.
Fulton now, where 2 police officers are wounded and a suspect is dead after a shooting there. We have team coverage of that shooting today with Fox 5's Deidre Dukes live at the scene and Eric Perry at the hospital where those officers are recovering now. Deidre, we will start with you. What have you seen while you've been out there?
Well, this busy stretch of Fulton Industrial Boulevard, Christine, remains shut down at this hour, closed to through traffic as the investigation is still well underway. I'm going to step out of the way now. As you can see, the GBI as well as local police officers remain on scene where they have been for several hours now, gathering evidence and interviewing witnesses following that shootout that left a suspect dead and 2 officers in the hospital. Witnesses described the shocking scene this afternoon as gunfire erupted along this busy stretch of Fulton Industrial Boulevard Friday morning.
man fired multiple times. I mean, probably over 9 or 10 shots.
Jeremy Snow is behind the wheel of his van, traveling along the 4100 block of Fulton Industrial Boulevard off of I-20 at around 11:30 Friday morning when he saw a man open fire on a police officer, shooting him multiple times.
The officer had detained a man, and when the man got away from the officer and pulled out a pistol and started to fire on him. And at that point in time, the man started looking around at other people, and I was worried I might be a target myself. So I ducked down into the floorboard of my van.
The shooting brought traffic to a standstill. Stunned bystanders took cover as the gunman fled to this nearby hotel.
I woke up to the gunshots. It was a good bit of them, and then when I woke up, I went to the window to see what was going on, and all I seen was a dude running into the hotel room.
Quaylen Johnson watched it all unfold from a hotel window.
And it's I don't know if he was shot already, but it seemed like he was because he fell over, and then immediately after he fell over, he put the gun to his own head and shot himself.
The Fulton County Police Chief said it all started when a Fulton County police officer observed the shooter jaywalking in the area. A South Fulton police officer was nearby and stopped to assist. Police say the unidentified man pulled out a gun and started shooting at the officers. They returned fire. The Fulton County officer pursued the suspect to the Budget Inn and Suites, where the suspect died from his injuries. The Fulton County officer and the South Fulton police officer were both wounded. The Fulton County officer credited with providing life-saving care to the South Fulton officer before help arrived.
Our officer returned to give aid to the City of South Fulton officer. Both officers were injured by gunfire.
Medics rushed both officers to Grady Hospital.
So help came very quickly, praise the Lord.
Now, the Fulton Police Chief speaking to us here on scene just a short while ago did say that it has been 10 years since one of his police officers was wounded in the line of duty. No word when this roadway will be reopened to traffic. Right now, all traffic being diverted around this area as this investigation continues. In Fulton County, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Wow, Deidre, incredible turn of events that happened there today. Thanks so much. We turn now to Fox 5's Eric Perry, who's live at Grady Memorial Hospital, where those two officers are being treated. Eric, what have you found out about their condition?
Yeah, Christine, we got here hours ago, and when we got here on scene, most of this emergency room was blocked off. Police lights flooded this area. I was actually with Chief Meadows just yesterday. It's been a tough week for South Fulton Police as they're mourning the loss of one of their own killed in a head-on collision Tuesday night. And now they have this officer, Lieutenant Charles Cook, who is in critical condition. Take a look at just some of the video that we captured when we first got here on the scene here at Grady Hospital, just showing how busy this area was and this emergency room was as law enforcement from all jurisdictions flooded here as support. Both the Fulton County police officer and the South Fulton police officer rushed here after both being shot. South Fulton Police Chief Meadows says his officer was simply helping the Fulton County police officer with a suspicious jaywalking person. Take a listen.
Lieutenant Cook stopped to assist the Fulton County police officer. Immediately after he exited his patrol vehicle, the suspect opened fire on Lieutenant Cook, striking him at least 3 times. Right now, Grady personnel tell us he's in critical condition.
Yeah, and Chief Meadows is asking everyone to pray for this officer, Lieutenant Cook, who's been with the force for quite some time and with this department for some time. As for the Fulton County police officer, he is expected to be okay. Take a listen. He was able to have a conversation with Chief Meadows. Take a listen to this.
He sustained minor injuries to himself. He said that if Lieutenant Cook hadn't been there, he doesn't know if he would be alive right now. And so that's a testament to his dedication. He was stopping because it occurred just outside of the corporate city limits.
Yeah, that just kind of gives you an idea of everything right there. We have not learned the name of the Fulton County police officer that has been injured. We have reached out and asked. As for Lieutenant Cook, who's in critical condition, we're told he has been with the South Fulton Police Department since its inception about 6 or 7 years ago. Before that, he was with the Fulton County police officers, so he knows everyone involved in all of this. And because it's been such a difficult week for South Fulton Police, we know that Clayton County Police and the Fulton County Sheriff's deputies are stepping in to help run emergency calls, as most of those officers with South Fulton, they are here to be with their fellow officer. Of course, we will continue to follow the story throughout the afternoon. We'll have updates as soon as we learn them. Outside Grady Memorial Hospital, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Incredible show of support there for those officers as well. Eric, thanks so much.